Hi there, it's Lori, and my story is I'm making an F-bomb for Jill from Fiberfloozy. She'll be tagged below this afternoon when this posts, Friday afternoon. This will post Friday morning. I'm meeting her Friday afternoon, and I want to make her an F-bomb, and I want to use this yarn. So I'm going to not only figure out how long it takes, I'm going to use a timer, and I'll just do clips of me doing this and letting you know how long the timer said. I'm using Camille's uh, sphere ball pattern, and I'm doing that in black. And then I'm going to do the F, not my own F, because I didn't love my own F. I think it was hard to follow. I'm going to do the F. I'll link that below. And I have written her pattern down, so that will also keep me from having to use extra time. So I'm hoping I can make this in less than a half an hour. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, I'm starting. I'm using a 4.5 millimeter hook, starting with a magic ring. I did a double magic ring. Okay, so this ball, according to Camille's plan with stuffing and everything, I did stop the timer for when I was dealing with yarn barf, so, Anyway, I didn't finish weaving in this end. 43 minutes. I wouldn't say I believe it would have taken less time if it wasn't kind of difficult yarn. Plus, I unstuffed it and restuffed it because I wanted to turn it inside out because I felt like the speckles were better on what would have been the inside. So that's where we're at on this. So I'll come back with the rest. I'm also going to do a segment in here on how much should I charge for an F-bomb, because I have someone that ordered one. This one's a gift to Jill, Fiber Floozy, but I'm using it to calculate how much should I charge for an F-bomb. All right, so it's looking real cute. And with this F on there is going to be really nice. All right, see you on the other side of the F. Okay, it's all done. Again, this is specifically for Jill, but I calculated my cost to make it. All together, it was probably about an hour and 15 minutes with the F, sewing on the F, making this. This takes like 2 minutes, and then making the fuzz. I'm going to probably comb that some more to get it fuzzier, but she loves teal, and I know she loves this yarn. So this is the Big Twist Totally Tweed. I went off retail price, not discounted price. I used a half an ounce of this one, at least according to the weight on my new fancy schmancy scale. And I used 0.2 ounces of this. It really doesn't feel like I used any of it, but you can see I did use some. This I didn't calculate. This yarn is sparkly and kind of different in texture. If I remember right, it's Hobie and it's called Flash It. I don't know if that was the color or the type. This was actually from Armchair Chef. From a mystery yarn challenge when she was still doing that. She happened to draw my name to send yarn, and I used this for all kinds of things in my dinosaur book. So I love it as the bomb topper. So there it is. Jill can drop it anytime she needs to, right? But what matters is the cost, right? And then the stuffing. Again, I went with retail price. I could not find the receipt with that particular retail price, but I know it was 32 ounces. So at Walmart, it says 32 ounces of brand name polyfill is $15. So I went with that. I did all the calculations. Y'all probably don't care about that. Materials wise, it was less than $1.50. So really, it's whatever I would want to charge for my time, right? So if I went off of Colorado's minimum wage, either is $15 or is going to be $15 an hour in January. I think that's when it is, 2026. I think that's when it's 14 something right now. Anyway, so let's call it $15 an hour. So if I said this is an hour and a little, and the materials are $1.50, let's call it, give or take, because again, I didn't calculate this one in. I mean, in theory, I should be charging 15 or more. 15, 17, 50, maybe 20. I personally wouldn't charge 20. I think that's too much. I think people would pay $10 to $15 for this. 10 would be reasonable. No, it doesn't meet my hourly wage in Colorado, but it certainly does in Wyoming, which is the federal minimum wage, which is $8 and something, I think, because they've never raised it for something like 25, 30 years or something absurd like that. So anyway, I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me. But I do know the minimum wage in Wyoming is $8 and something per hour because my daughter went to college there and they were the federal minimum wage. They didn't have a separate state minimum wage. So anyway, super cute. Love it. It's for Jill Fiber Floozy. She will be linked below. I will be giving this to her tomorrow. But like I said, somebody purchased one and I wanted to know how much to charge. Because it's a friend, I will probably just charge $10. But if I was going to like go to a show, I'd probably charge $15, especially because this is fancy yarn. Like if it was a more basic yarn, the materials would have cost even less, because this was $6.99 for 5.5 ounces is the retail price for this big twist, totally tweed, which of course, who knows what it's going to be when it goes to wherever it's going to go to, because that's all up in the air now. Anyway, there it is. That's how much it costs. So that's what I would charge if I was going to sell. Well, I am selling the one I made with Camille. This is Camille's sphere pattern. I will make sure to include that. I will include the tutorial for this F. I will include my tutorial for this because it's double crochets. I did not. I rewatched that. I need to redo that video altogether because it's just the sound is terrible. So I have better equipment now. Anyway, so many jokes, so little time. On that note, thanks for coming in, and can I get an amen?